China is determined to transform to an innovation-driven economy. Its spending on education has drastically increased. In 2015, over 4% of China's GDP flowed to education. Meanwhile, non-government or private education is playing a more important role. Our reporter Xing Zheming finds out how this sector could grow with more government support.
Meng Cai started his first tutoring school 20 years ago. It has now developed into a franchise with tutoring centers across Beijing and in the neighboring Hebei province. As a veteran in the education sector, he hopes to provide different services to students.
Many tutoring institutions take advantage of the students' great pressure over the entrance exams and try to get them to pay and study. These services cannot help the students develop from within. As the Chinese private education sector grows bigger and bigger, we should focus more on how to help young students grow from within their core and comprehensively improve their capabilities. This will benefit our society.
While striving in a competitive market, he saw many issues that needed to be resolved.
We can help students improve their scores through our well-designed teaching methods. But this is not our top priority. It's more important to help students build up a good understanding of why they need to learn and develop.
The Chinese government hopes the education services sector will become one of the 5 service industries to boost economic growth. And there will be a greater demand for more diversified education services in the future. Non-government education institutions can satisfy such demands.
Since
1978, China's private education sector rose from nothing to the large scale that it is today. There are now over 150,000 non-government schools across China, with over 40 million students receiving education from private schools. Private education accounts for over 25% of China's overall education sector. State-run schools now provide basic, fair, and balanced education with good quality, whereas non-government education has become the alternative choice through providing high-level, characteristic, and personalized education services to the society.
Meanwhile, Chinese lawmakers are revising the law on the promotion of non-government education. Previously, private schools were only allowed to register as non-profit organizations. Investors and school owners could only retain a reasonable amount of profits. This drives many investors away. The revised law will allow private education institutions to be registered as profitable entities. This key difference will attract more investment in the sector. Meanwhile, lawmakers hope that more non-profit schools can be established in the future. These schools will rely on donations, charity, and funding from society. Xing Zheming, CCTV, Beijing.